Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria here, coming at you with another video today. It is Tuesday, April 25th, I believe, and I'm still here at CinemaCon. This morning we just wrapped up the Warner Brothers presentation. It was a butt-numbing affair that lasted from 8:30 to 12:30 today, so that's 4 hours. In fairness to Warner Brothers, 90 minutes of that was basically the NATO State of the Industry presentation, which was pretty good actually, which had its moments of being pretty good, but it was basically a pretty somber affair because several key industry people recently died, so there was a lot of tribute videos to that. There were people I don't know, but apparently they were pretty big in the theatrical going experience and part of distribution. So there are a lot of heartfelt goodbyes to that. And then we had the guy from Smile come out, and his name was Director Parker Finn came out to give kind of a keynote speech, and he was actually really good. He actually talked a lot about Smile's journey from an idea to when it's actually a pretty aspiring story, because he basically shot Smile as a short film and he took it to South by Southwest, and a couple of weeks later, a few days before he was supposed to present his movie at South by Southwest, it was canceled due to COVID hitting, and then canceled South by Southwest. But the organizers of South by Southwest still had a short film contest, and he won that contest. And the short film actually caught the eye of Paramount Pictures, and then they greenlit him. They gave him the ability to turn that short film into a full-blown picture that was supposed to originally be direct to video, or basically direct to streaming on Peacock. And apparently it tested through the roof, and Peacock and Paramount was like, hey, let's put that movie on the big screen. And that's what they did. And it became a success. And now he has a first look deal with Paramount. So that's a really cool story. So yeah, that was pretty good. After that, we finally got, after about 90 minutes and then a 15-minute break, we finally got Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers was a really weird presentation. It started off great where we had two of the Warner Brothers Pictures distribution executives come out, and their walk-up music was Barbie, and they both were wearing pink suits. I didn't know their names, but it got a huge pop from the audience and kind of woke the audience back up and got everyone hyped for the presentation. So that was really good. They bragged about the fact that Evil Dead Rise and Air were originally going to be direct-to-streaming movies until they did a test screening and they decided to put it into the theaters. And I'm kind of like, again, that goes against everything that they're preaching this week, where basically they're trashing streaming, they're trashing all movies that come to streaming platforms as being trash and no one cares and low budget crap and all this other stuff. But then when a studio decides, hey, we're going to put that movie in theaters, suddenly it becomes the greatest movie in the world and a movie that everyone could be proud of. And I'm like, the double standard is just driving me nuts. But yeah, so they did that. Then and then Warner Brothers said that going forward they'll be handling distribution for MGM movies overseas going forward. So that's pretty awesome. So Amazon is going all in on putting their movies into the theaters and having a full bore, regular theatrical run before it goes to streaming. And once again, they were like, you see, that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to have your movies in the theater, have your theatrical runs, and then you come back and you do a window for, home video to sell the movie to your audience, and then, only then, it goes to streaming. And I'm like, I feel like I'm stuck in the early 2000s here at CinemaCon. And, the industry is not allowed to progress or do anything because it always has to follow the same distribution model for like the last 100 years. And it's annoying because I want to see things change. And I know, yeah, you could say if it's not broke, don't fix it. But a lot of movies fail, and most movies are going to make all their money all the money they're going to make in the first in the first 2 weeks. Not every movie is going to be $1 billion hit like a Mario Brothers or a Top Gun. Not every movie is going to stay in the theaters for months and months and months and have long legs. That's like 1 out of every 100 movies that's going to do that. And actually, it's probably 1 in every 1,000 movies that's going to have that kind of success. So yeah, it is frustrating. So anyway, Dr. Evil himself came out. I was actually surprised he was there. But yeah, David Z. Zaslav was in the hizzy. He showed. Do people still say hizzy? I don't think so. I do. So I like to call him Dr. Evil. But yeah, David Zaslav came out. He was actually. I understand why he's like a CEO. I mean, he was really good. I mean, I was surprised. He was really good, but he went on way too long. I think he went on for like 20 or 30 minutes. Again, hyping up the theatrical business and how Warner Brothers is all about theatrical and streaming kind of sucks and everything else. And I find it hypocritical as F when you have someone like David Zaslav, of all people, who comes from a TV background. His entire life has been in TV, basically. Has been in TV, running cable networks. And he ran like the crappiest cable network. And I say this affectionately because, quiet as it kept, my career started off at Discovery. I worked for Discovery for 5 or 6 years. That was my very first job, like many moons ago. So, but for him to pretend like suddenly he's been a movie executive all his life and everything else just seems hypocritical, and it was frustrating and annoying because I'm like, you don't have to throw your prime. You don't have to throw people under the bus to promote someone else. I understand you're at CinemaCon and, your job is to prop up the theater owners, massage their egos, and not tick anyone off. But you don't have to do that at the expense of your other business, especially when just 2 or 3 weeks ago you debuted Matt, the new Matt streaming service, and you were saying all that, the exact opposite, where stories are here on Matt streaming, and we have all these great storytellers and actors and directors coming to our platform. Come subscribe, yay, woo! And then you come to CinemaCon and it's a completely different story you're trying to spin, and suddenly streaming sucks, and yet you want to subscribe to your service when you think it sucks. How does that compute? So yeah, that was kind of frustrating. But he also had some other really cool things to say, where he was like, when people ask me what I think about what our business is at Warner Brothers, he's like, we're storytellers. We're not producing a product or any of that kind of stuff. Our job is to tell stories and have you guys show those stories. And I thought that was really great. He talked a lot about his love of movies and how amazing movies is. And then he had a great line where he said, content and story are more powerful than any army. I thought that was a fantastic line, a fantastic thing to say. So overall, as much as I don't like Zaslav, I think he came out of his CinemaCon speech looking really good. I mean, and the thing is, for all his faults, all the things that Warner Brothers seems to have calmed down after his first year. Things seem to be calm and stable over there now. So it's going to be interesting. He said that Warner Brothers is going to have 16 movies coming out in the next 12 months or something. So that was good. Then he talked a little bit about the fact that he partnered with the Oprah Winfrey to start and run OWN. I had no idea he he was Oprah's partner for OWN. Well, actually, yeah, because I knew Discovery was a part owner of OWN, and I always forget that, yeah, he was part owner of Discovery, or CEO of Discovery, because, yeah, never, because I was there when John was there, and John was the founder of Discovery, so I'm horribly dating myself. John Malone, the great John Malone. I met him a few times while I worked there. So yeah, but yeah. So he talked about OWN and how he started, how he and Oprah Winfrey worked closely together to launch OWN, and you learned a lot of lessons from that, and how life is all about lessons and all this other stuff. And so I was like, wow, I did not know that. And then he's like, okay, enough of me. Come on out here. And it was Oprah. Oprah herself came out. And this was Oprah's very first time at CinemaCon. And as you can imagine, she got a huge pop from the audience. It was like, Oprah! Oprah! Yeah! Oprah! Oprah! So yeah, Oprah came out. And she's looking good these days. I mean, I was like, it's kind of weird because I never really watched Oprah's TV show, and I never cared about her diet. Her diet, or any of that kind of stuff. I actually got into a quiet Twitter war, a passive aggressive Twitter war with Oprah Winfrey and her fans years ago, because it was back when she was doing the whole when she had a partnership with Nutrisystem, or no, Jenny Craig or something. And I commented, well, it's easy for you to lose weight because you have chefs and you're worth millions, so you can lose weight if you want to. And Oprah responded to my tweet, and she was like, be kind. After that, for a month, I got like maybe 500,000 retweets from her angry fans. I'm saying, telling me to be kind, and it was all like passive aggressive stuff too. It was like, be kind. It would be more nice for you to be kind than to be critical. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I got into a quiet Twitter feud with Oprah Winfrey. I need to stop that. But yeah, so that was kind of funny. So anyway, Oprah's looking great these days. So she came out and talked up Color Purple. They brought the cast out, so basically Taraji, and let me look it up on IMDb, but it was basically my girl Taraji P. Henson is playing Suge in the Color Purple. Then you have Fantasia coming out. So Fantasia came out for the Color Purple as well. In here, I'm just trying to find it. So yeah, it was Fantasia, Taraji came out, and then a newcomer, Danielle Brooks, came out. They're playing the three lead roles in Color Purple, and the director was out there as well. So they spent a good 15 minutes talking up Color Purple, and the director is Blitz Bazawule. So yeah, it was a really nice presentation for the Color Purple. Then we got the world premiere of the trailer, and I gotta say, I've never had an affinity for the Color Purple, but not only, and I say that without having seen it actually, but the trailer looks amazing. It's actually co-produced by Steven Spielberg as well, and it's basically going to be, it's going to be part musical, part actual drama with musical moments in it, much like the Broadway show, but redone for a new generation, but with the same themes and set in that same time period. It looks amazing, and the music in the trailer was like, I was like, yeah, this is bravo. That was a really solid presentation and a solid way to kick off the Warner Brothers presentation. Then after that, we get the first ever look. Oh, then after that, the Barbie cast comes out. And the more I see of this movie, the more I'm kind of excited about it. Because originally I was kind of mad about Barbie. I did not know the premise. So this is the first time I actually sat down and watched the full trailer for Barbie. And it looks great. They basically showed us the second trailer that came out like last month or something. And this is my problem with CinemaCon this year. They showed so many different they debuted so many different new trailers in the last few weeks that now I'm sitting in there and I'm watching these trailers. I'm like, wait, didn't you just debut this trailer? But it still looked really good. They had the cast come out, and basically they had Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and American. What was her name? Let me look on IMDb. Barbie movie. Barbie. I think her name is. I'm not gonna even butcher it. Barbie. I swear. IMDb kind of sucks these days. Oh, American Ferrara. I thought that's who it was, but American Ferrara was there, and the director Greta Gartwig. So yeah, that was a nice little presentation. It's about 10 minutes. It was about 10 minutes, and then they showed a 3-minute clip of Barbie. Again, great trailer. I'm not mad at it. And in the trailer, we see a little bit more of her interactions with Ken and Barbie in the real world. We saw Will Ferrell, and we get to see more. And I think this trailer actually was a trailer that I kind of wanted to avoid seeing. Because I felt like it gave away a lot of the movie, and I like to go into movies cold. But basically, the central premise of it is Barbie discovers that there's a whole world outside of Barbie Land, and there's this really funny moment in the trailer where the original Barbie tells Barbie, the Margot Robbie character, "Here, do you want the old shoe? Do you want this shoe, which is a pretty slipper, or do you really want to learn the truth, which is like a pair of Crocs?" And she's like, "No, I want to stay where I am." And the fairy godmother was like, "No, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say you want to learn the truth." And Barbie's like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to learn the truth. I'm happy where I am." So that part was really funny. That part made me chuckle a lot. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Ryan Gosling was really funny because he was talking about, because Greta was like, "Yeah, when I wrote the script, I wrote it with you in mind, and I penciled your name in it." And she was talking about how she really loved Ryan Gosling and how they never met before. And Ryan was like, I never really saw myself as a Ken." And then he was like, "Once I started doing this movie, I started like dyeing my hair, and all this Renaissance started happening and seeping into me." So it was really funny. I really loved that moment. Then Timothy Chalamet came out, and we got the Wonka extended trailer, which again, they said it was the premiere of the trailer, but this was the exact same trailer they showed last year. I think there was just a little bit at the end where we got the first glimpse of what a Oompa Loompa looks like. And it was so funny because it was only a quick shot. It was like 5 or 10 seconds. But it's Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. So the world looks beautiful. It's all about Willy Wonka being the rise of Willy Wonka, and how the man is trying to keep him down, and how he tried to fight the system to open up his chocolate factory, and how he becomes Willy Wonka, the cynical character that we know and love today. So yeah, that was a really good, interesting little talk that they had. And then again, we got a 3 minutes trailer for Wonka. I am excited for this. This movie, Wonka, is coming out. I didn't catch the date for Wonka. After Wonka, we got the Meg 2, The Trench. We got the world premiere of the Meg 2 trailer. It's coming out August 4th, and it's a great trailer because basically what it shows is it opens up with the dinosaur walking and a voiceover saying, "These are the original predators, and these are the apex predators," and they show the dinosaurs storming through the forest and eating and attacking everything in sight. And I'm sitting there going, wait, the Meg is Jurassic Park? What is this? What's going on? And then the dinosaurs running across the beach, and then suddenly you see this ginormous Meg eating coming out of the ocean, and then eating the dinosaur, and you're like, oh, whoa, that was amazing. And then after that, there were a lot of shots of the Meg just attacking people, rolling up on the beaches. It felt like a complete ripoff of Jaws, actually, only instead of you had the little shark attacking the beaches, the beach town and the oceanside towns and ships. You had this giant kind of mecha Meg thing just attacking everything in sight. And then this time they're going up against 3 of them. So there's a lot of action. It looked amazing. I'm really excited for this one, and it's coming out the day after my birthday. So it's coming out August 4th. So that's pretty awesome. And right after the Meg, it went immediately into this. It was a really weird segue because you went from the Meg, and then you got this quick teaser of The Nun 2. And it was so weird the way they did that segue, because it's like you blink and it's like, ooh, you get a like 15-second teaser of The Nun 2, and I'm like, okay, that looked cool. That looked kind of cool. I'm into this. I never saw The Nun. I got to go back and watch all those Blumhouse movies now. But yeah, it was like, wow, that looks cool and creepy. And then the CinemaCon theater, where it's like, just, God, I wish that, my theater was as good as the CinemaCon one, because with that amazing sound system they have in the Coliseum and the beautiful presentation, you just really get sucked into all of these movies. And I think that's the thing about CinemaCon. It always renews my faith in movies, and I'm like, all these movies that I thought were bad really weren't. They were just great movies. They were really good. When you see them spliced together in the sizzle reel, and you see them at CinemaCon in this perfect presentation, I'm like, yeah, the movies, man, the movies. You gotta love the movies. So yeah, they showed like 10 seconds of the Meg, and then they go straight into a clip, and it was like a 2-minute clip from the movie of this little girl being locked into at a nunnery, I think, at a nunnery, nun school, or whatever it's called, and then she's been dared to go into this dark room and stare at this weird painting. And they're like, don't look away, don't look away. And it's very creepy. It's very creepy. It's like, ooh, it's like your skin is crawling. That's how good and creepy it was. And then the nun kind of like just appears out of the darkness, all hooded. And then you see her eyes right behind this poor little girl. And yeah, it was great. And then the girl screams and she's trying to get out. And of course, the mean girls lock her in and won't let her out, and the nun starts chasing her. And then we show how she gets out of the room and she starts running down the stairs. So yeah, that was a great clip. And then after that, we get 3 minutes additional. We get the official trailer of The Nun 2. So all told, it's about 5 or 6 minutes of The Nun 2, and I'll take that every day. Then we get Dune Part 2. So for Dune Part 2, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and Denis Villeneuve come out to talk about Dune 2. They spend about 10 minutes talking about, and eventually it's great to see the celebrities and everything talk about their movies and stuff, but eventually it got a little tiring seeing the celebrities talk about their movies, and you're like, just give me some footage, people. Give me the exclusive footage. I don't want to hear you talk about the movie for 15 minutes. I know other people in the room probably do, but I'm not one of them. I'm like, I want to see the movie. So yeah, they showed Dune 2. They talked about the movie for about 10 minutes, and they described the movie as being a war movie, lots of action, and everything else, whereas the first movie was all set up and all about establishing Timothy's character and his backstory. Zendaya talks a little bit about how she really didn't feel present in the character in part 1 because she really wasn't in the movie all that much, but in part 2, she's in it a lot, so she really felt more connected with the character for part 2 than she did in part 1. And then they show a 3-minute clip, not a clip, but a 3-minute trailer of Dune 2. And yeah, it looks really good. You see the relationship between Timothy and Zendaya. You see that relationship build. Well, you don't see it build as much as the relationship is established, and then you get to see a couple of scenes of the war, and you see Timothy's character actually taking control of everything. You see a shot. There's some new cast members, including Florence Pugh and Austin Butler in it, and Austin Butler plays expert swordsman assassin character who's going to be Timothy's main foil. He looks so weird because they have him shaved completely bald and all in white makeup, and I'm like, wow, that's Austin Butler? Jones, you will always be my Jones guy. And again, that's another example of another star that started on TV, CW of all things, and then an MTV show, and now he's a big Hollywood movie star. So don't tell me TV doesn't make stars. I would never let that go probably for the rest of this week. As I see more people, TV stars up on the big screens, TV stars that I've interviewed numerous times. So yeah, Dune is looking really good. After that, we got James Gunn and Peter Safran. They closed the Warner Brothers presentation with a couple of looks at DC's upcoming slate. James Gunn wasn't in the house. He's out promoting Guardians. So he did a video introduction, and then Peter Safran came out to talk a little bit about the DC slate. And then we went into Aquaman, and no one from the cast of Aquaman was in the house. Oh, James Wan did a video introduction again, and then we got 3 minutes of footage from the Aquaman. And again, I feel like they showed this last year. Maybe they didn't, but I'm thinking they did. So in this movie, they focus a lot on. In this 3-minute trailer, they focus a lot on the relationship between Arthur and Orm. In this movie, as James Wan said in the last movie, Orm was the bad guy. In this movie, he's actually helping his brother out because they're trying to go. Arthur needs help to take on the Black Mantis, and Black Mantis is bigger and badder this time. He actually has something called the Dark Trident, which is the antithesis to Arthur's trident. The one thing, as a longtime comic book fan, I always hate when the main villain is the quote-unquote exact opposite of the good guy. So if you have Superman, then of course you have to have Bizarro as one of his bad guys. Although, in fairness, Superman's chief bad guy is Lex Luthor. Yeah, so actually, the more I think about it, never mind. I just hate it when that's used a lot, where the bad guy is the exact opposite of the good guy. So somehow Black Mantis gets power, and he also gains his own Dark Trident, and he has his own army now, and they're taking over. They're attacking Atlantis and all this other stuff. So Arthur has to enlist the aid of his brother. And at that point, stuff pops off. Lots of really great action sequences. It looks great. And it's coming out in December. Then we got Blue Beetle. The cast and director came out. And actually, not the cast, just the star. And the girl who plays his sister. So I'm going to butcher the name. So let me go back here to IMDb. The Blue Beetle. And basically, so the director, it was the director, and I'm going to butcher the director's name, and I swear, IMDb is just obnoxious these days. So Angel Manuel Soto, the director of the Blue Beetle, came out, and then Zolo Modena. I know I butchered his name. He came out, and then Bruna Marquez. Oh no, that's June. Let me find the woman who played his sister. Belicio Escobedo came out. So those are the people that came out to talk a little bit about the Blue Beetle. Then they showed the trailer, and most of you have probably seen the trailer, so I probably don't have to talk about the trailer. But it's a great trailer. We get to see a lot. We get to see how involved the family is in this. Is going to be in this plot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never had any affinity for the Blue Beetle, but this trailer was really good. I may have to go read some Blue Beetle comics now. So yeah, that happened, and then after that, the show closed with The Flash, and it was so funny because director Andy Muschietti came out. He was talking up the movie, and he was talking up Ezra. And I swear, you could have heard a pin drop in that crowd. The crowd didn't, and even when they mentioned Michael Keaton, the crowd, it was kind of like a polite splattering of applause, kind of like, it wasn't, like you would have thought when he was talking about Michael Keaton, you would have gotten a bigger pop, but no, it's pretty muted. It's going to be a tough crowd for The Flash. And it's kind of sad because Miller, by all reports, Ezra Miller did an amazing job in this movie. And they kept talking him up and talking about the amazing job and the amazing part he played. And it seemed like people just couldn't care less. Like they've already made up their mind that they're going to hate it. And then, so he spent 10 minutes talking about The Flash. And then at that point, they debuted a new trailer. And I actually left because I don't want to see a trailer. First of all, I'm to the point now where I'm a Karen about trailers. I just don't want to watch trailers anymore because they're giving away too much of the movie. And like I would have loved the Mario Brothers movie a heck of a lot more if I didn't see that trailer over and over and over and over again. And I felt like the trailer gave away the best parts in that movie, the parts that would have made me laugh hysterically in the theater. The trailers gave it away, so I kind of felt like I had already seen the movie. I enjoyed the Mario Brothers movie, but I would have loved it if I didn't see the trailer. So now I'm just trying to avoid watching trailers as much as possible. So the fact that they wanted to premiere a brand new trailer 2 hours before they're actually going to premiere the movie just seems stupid to me. And I kind of got up and left because I don't want to be spoiled any more than I've already have been by watching the previous trailer. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing The Flash in about 2 hours. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on that because I don't want to get in trouble for breaking the embargo. And I know me, I may say something I'm not supposed to. So anyway, that is your Warner Brothers 23 presentation. Overall, I would give the rating probably a B- because I just didn't think they had enough new stuff to show or talk about. But what they did show was really solid. The other reason why I give it a B- was I just got a little sick of all the different talking. And I'm like, just show me the footage. I want to see new footage. And I don't feel like we got enough new footage. And it just felt like there was a lot of padding. And then again, the NATO presentation kind of sapped all the excitement out of me for the rest of the presentation. So yeah. I don't know how you do that any differently. I kind of wish the NATO presentation was its own separate thing and didn't take up precious studio time for that, but I know that's probably how you get the most people in the door to actually watch the presentation. But the one thing about the NATO presentations that I do love are all the sizzle reels. Like I said, those sizzle reels renew my faith in movies and make me love the theater-going experience again. And I always leave CinemaCon so optimistic about their next year movies. And I think, for the most part, today's presentation did that. And actually, yesterday's presentation did that. All these presentations do that. So yeah, that's it from CinemaCon. Talk to you guys later. Bye.